send us an email. Just, write basically the story.
Hi everybody, as you can see I'm in the Lev Haolam office and we're going live today from the office. So I'm excited to be with you. I'm going to wait just a moment to let people join us and then we'll begin. In particular today we're going to be talking a little bit about Lev Haolam, who we are, what we do, that sort of thing. So if you do have questions, please drop them in the comments. I'm happy to answer the questions that you have about Lev Haolam. I am also, of course, going to update everybody on what is happening currently in Israel and what it means for all of us and how we're coping at Lev Haolam. So I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of really great information with you. As you arrive, if you can just let me know you're here, give a thumbs up, wave, let me know that you have arrived. I see Rachel is here, so Rachel, hi. You're the first person to join us. And I'm really looking forward to spending time with you today. We have a lot to cover. It's been a strange time, to say the least, in Israel. It really has been a challenging couple of weeks. You can see out the window behind me all the greenery. Even in the middle of summer, the trees are blooming. It's really beautiful, but super, super hot, which I'm sure it is also in many of the places in the Northern Hemisphere. Our members in Australia are going to be much cooler than we are. So I'm sure all of you have been watching the news and seeing what's happening here in Israel. Let me know if you have any questions about how we're doing here, about Lev Haolam, anything like that. And then I'm going to be happy to share some information about Israel with you guys. So where are you all joining from? Rachel, where are you? Sharon, where are you? I'm always so interested to see where in the world people are joining from, because we really are an international community, which is incredible. Welcome, Barbara. Very happy to see you. You can drop your flags in and all of that. So you guys, my name is Rivki, and of course I'm here with Lev Haolam and from Lev Haolam, and we are located in Israel, in Kfar Etzion. So I'm coming to you live from Israel. It is the August time frame, which is our super duper hot weather. It's insane. So I'm happy to be in the AC, and I see Vanessa's here, Fran's here. Welcome, hello. It's nice to see you guys again. Let me know if you have questions about what you've been seeing in the news or what you have been seeing in the news. We'll definitely, I'll update you and let you know how we're doing and what these last few weeks have been like. Okay, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and just sort of bring you up to date on life in Israel over these past 2 weeks. So I know that around the world, Israel has really been in the headlines for months, and even more so recently. The last 2 weeks in Israel, in particular, have been, I would say, very, very stressful for the majority of people. What's interesting is there has been like this high level of psychological warfare, psychological game playing that has all been designed to rattle us and to upset us and to disquiet us and to really make us feel afraid and make us sort of step away from our regular life and not sleep well and think, oh, when is it going to come? What's happening? But I promise you, if you were in Israel, you would just say, wow, look at the resilience of Israelis. Because it is a constant rhetoric that we're hearing, but Israelis really are very resilient. We're people who have a good sense of humor, a good sense of life, and a good sense of our purpose in this world. And so there has been a lot of humor that's been keeping us going. There's been a lot of laughter. There's been a lot of joy. we have all gone to work and supported one another, because the truth of it is, if you come undone, then terror has really won. And it's not going to, because we're Israelis and we've been here for thousands and thousands of years, and there is a premise from our Creator to the nation of Israel, and so we just lean into that, and then we continue to do what is most important in this world, which is, look after each other, love each other, raise our families, go to work, do everything that needs to be done. Now, with that said, our Homeland Command is in constant conversation with us, because, of course, the threat is actually very real. And you have to take that also seriously. There's an idea in Judaism called hishtadlut, which means that you rely on God, but you also do your actions yourself. And I see that, Fran, you're saying that your son who's in Jerusalem is saying the same thing. Yeah, there's very much a feeling of life goes on, that we support each other, that we take care of business, we do what we need to do, but at the same time, we do our hishtadlut. So what has that meant to do our effort? Well, Homefront Command did issue a directive to all of our citizens to make some preparations in our homes. So I know for myself, I can tell you, I went out and the recommendation is that you have 3 days of drinking water, 3 days of non-perishable food that you can eat. They also asked you to think about special circumstances, like if you have pets or if you need to get baby formula, medicine that you need to take on a regular basis, to stock up on that so that you have it with you, and to have your prescription printed out. So there's certain things that they suggested, do these things. And I will tell you, after I went out and did the things that were recommended from our Home Front Command, I really had such a sense of, like, a feeling of calm. Like, I just thought, okay, I've done what I can do. I've done what experts recommend that I do. And now I'm letting it go. Now I'm saying I did my part, and really there is at this point nothing else I can do except for pray. And so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray and get connected, to this guy upstairs, and just do my best to live the way that God wants me to live right here in the Holy Land. And I still feel that it is an incredible blessing to have my 2 feet on this ground, regardless of all the pressure and tensions around us. The other part that sort of gives me a feeling of confidence is, I will tell you, our Israeli Defense Force, it may be small, and it really is driven by our citizens, not by professional soldiers. It's driven by citizens, reserve duty soldiers. So it's small, but I can't think of an army in the world that is more united and motivated and understands 100% what is required of them. And, we had messages from our leadership, the Home Front Command, from the Army Command, letting us know that, not only were our armed forces absolutely ready, and they're still in a state of extreme readiness, but it's not just defensive, they are also offensively ready. So, you just got to trust that the people who know what they're doing, and they're very motivated to protect their homeland and to protect their friends and their citizens. And there you go. Life goes on. It really does. So now, just to paint you sort of a different kind of picture, right at the time that all of this is happening, Lev Haolam was preparing for our Best of Israel tour. We had about 25 people scheduled to fly into Israel to tour with us for a week. And so we would come into the office and say, is the tour still going on? And of course, we were in communication with all of the security leadership, with the Home Front Command, and really following their lead. And they said, you know what? Everything is fine. Go ahead, do your tour. It's okay. So our guests. We weren't sure would people feel comfortable coming to Israel right at this time. I have to tell you the most amazing thing, as flights started getting canceled into Israel, the people who were coming to travel with us suddenly found that their flights were canceled. And we thought, oh my gosh, so what can we do? It's out of everybody's hands. The flights are canceled. Oh no, my friends. Our Lev Haolam family started rerouting themselves, changing their flights. They flew to Europe. They found different ways to get to Europe. Then they found El Al flights that were still flying into Israel, and they found their way to Israel. And the only people who were not able to join us, unfortunately, it was entirely logistical, where they could not fly from where they were. We had some guests who were joining us from Hong Kong, from the Philippines, and from Japan, and they were absolutely unable to get rerouted into Israel. We had one of our dear friends, Bertie, who's traveled with us before. She was coming back for the second time, and she actually was not able to get a flight from where she is located. So, wow. Everybody arrived. The tour was on, and we had, I have to tell you, the most magnificent time. Everything went so smoothly. We were able to visit all the sites that we wanted to visit. Weather was incredible. In fact, I have a couple of photos I thought I would share with you. This is the group in Jerusalem. We were on the Mount of Olives, looking out over Jerusalem. And then this was a couple of days after that. This is at Masada. Everybody standing at Masada at a time that, Israel is once again experiencing some major difficulties, but there we were enjoying an incredible time together. It really was amazing. And one of the things that I thought was so beautiful was every single place that we traveled to, when Israelis met them, they were like, first of all, you guys are really crazy, fantastic, welcome to Israel, and thank you. Everybody just couldn't believe it and felt so loved by the guys who are on our tour. And Jeannie, I'm seeing your message here that, let's see, you've been here 5 times. Wow, fantastic, kol hakavod, and you feel safest in Israel than you do anywhere. Yeah. It's an interesting thing how Israel, even though we are accustomed to living with like a certain level of stress and tension, it is a place that intrinsically you feel very safe, because you feel kind of like where you are, where you're supposed to be, which is really remarkable. So the Lev Haolam tour, if you ever have a chance to come and travel with us, I welcome you and say yes, do it, because it really is the most extraordinary experience. Our guests really connected, formed, I think, lifetime friendships. We really shared a unique week together. And I bless you, Paul, that you'll be home. Pesach, you'll be home soon. Marianne, thank you. Amen. Yes, I think there is, I know there's a covenant between God and Israel. So it's kind of an exciting time to be here also. So that is what's happening in Israel. As usual, it's not boring. This is not a boring place to live. It's not a boring place to visit. And amen, next year in Jerusalem. I couldn't agree more. I can't wait till we see everybody here in Israel visiting with us. Now, I did print out some of the questions that people asked in Facebook about Lev Haolam. So I'm going to jump in and answer the questions for you, because that initially was kind of the main reason that we were getting it together to talk right now. I know it often happens that people have questions about who we are, what we do, all of those types of things. So I will start out with it's a question from Kim Edwards. And Kim shares with us that counterfeit olive oil has flooded the market worldwide, and she wants to know, number one, can she buy olive oil, like 1 or 2 cans at a time, from Lev Haolam with a membership? Okay, so that kind of jumps into a second question as well. So first of all, I'm just going to say, yes, you can. Now I'm going to go back and explain a little bit. Lev Haolam has an online shop that we established exclusively for our Lev Haolam family members. So you are able to shop on our online shop and get really some unique products that are not available anywhere else, and also really at sort of the best prices. So once you've been a member of Lev Haolam and you receive your third package, you then receive an automatic invitation to shop in the online store. So it's really cool. It's also really dangerous because once you get into that shop, it's difficult to stop. And so Kim, to answer your question, yes, you can go to the Lev Haolam online shop and you can buy multiple bottles of olive oil. And we have it in various presentations too. We have half a liter, a full liter, and 2 liters. So the question is like, why is the world seeing so much counterfeit olive oil? Well, first of all, we know that olive oil is one of the healthiest oils that a person can use. But why suddenly so much of it a counterfeit? Well, Europe has for a couple of years experienced quite an extreme drought, and olive trees are very sensitive to environmental changes. And because of this drought, those trees have not been producing the fruit that they normally produce because they're not accustomed to that kind of super dry, drought-driven weather. And the consequence of that is that the main places that produce olive oil, which are Spain, Italy, and Greece, the olive oil production has really plummeted. So it's done 2 things. One, it's reduced the amount of olive oil that's available for the world. And the second part is it's increased the price. So for people that are maybe not on the up and up, they are taking this as an opportunity to pass off less quality oil as olive oil. So that's why it's happened. And the next question is, how can one tell if the olive oil purchased is authentic? It's a challenging question, honestly, Kim. In terms of olive oil that you buy in the world, whether it be Europe, United States, Australia, something like that, I really can't speak to that. I can only speak to the olive oil that we carry at Lev Haolam, and the fact that we can share with you that it is authentic, real olive oil. And there are a couple of things that I think are helpful, and I have a bottle of olive oil with me that will help you understand why when you look at Israeli olive oil. So this is an olive oil that comes from Hatzav Farm. So this isn't just something that we bought from these people who have a farm called Hatzav Farm. These are people that we know. They have driven to Lev Haolam in their pickup truck to deliver their olive oil to us personally. So there's a deep personal relationship between us. With that, the other things that I think in terms of Israeli olive oil that help you understand the authenticity, and it's something that goes back to Judaism, is that there is what we call a hechsher, which is a supervision that says, yes, this olive oil is kosher. Now, for an olive oil to be declared kosher, it is there's oversight from different kashrut agencies. So the very fact that this has kashrut, it has a ishur, it has a document saying that yes, it's been supervised, it is kosher, you know then that that is 100% extra virgin olive oil. So I think, for people who love products like olive oil, yeah, you have to be careful and you have to do due diligence. And I think that the only way really to know if something it's a real olive oil is ultimately to know where it originates from, and to either see it with your own eyes or to have somebody that you trust see it with their eyes and bring it back to you. So if you have been needing olive oil, I suggest you jump over and definitely get some ordered. Thank God we knew that this was going to happen, so we have stocked up on olive oil. Hatzav actually is my favorite. It's really it's a slightly spicy olive oil, but it's so good. On Shabbat, once I cut my challah, I make my own very nice whole wheat spelt challah. I just put olive oil on it. No butter, no anything. Just I drizzle the olive oil on it, and it's so delicious. You can certainly add things like za'atar or any of the green herbs and spices that you enjoy. Gives a little extra flavor. I also do want to just answer here. I saw that Juanita, you had a question. You said, please to send you information about visiting Israel. Oh, it's a dream for you to see and walk where your Lord has. Oh my gosh. That is what makes, I think, traveling to Israel so absolutely out of this world, is that every single place you go, it's imbued with history. It's imbued with the Bible. Everything comes to life in a way that is absolutely, totally, 100% out of this world. So I always feel like coming to Israel, when you come here, and those of you who've traveled, you can tell me your opinion also, but I feel like when you travel to Israel, it's life-changing. You don't go home the same person who arrived. Just amazing. So Juanita, yes, I will add some links to our Lev Haolam tour site so that you can check those out. I'll do that tomorrow morning, so be on the lookout for it. I'll send it to you. I also had another question, which was how many countries do you ship to with Lev Haolam? And how do you ship? So sort of two questions together. So first of all, we ship to over 80 countries around the world. And some of them are quite surprising. We've had members in Qatar who receive a package. They have to have it sent to the United States and then they get it sent to them. But everywhere in the world, it gives me such a feeling of excitement because literally everywhere in the world, there are people who love Israel. And there's something about loving Israel that is such a uniting feeling. So to those 80 countries, how do the packages get there? Well, over the years, we've gone through many iterations because it's quite challenging, actually, to find a way to get a package to go from our doorstep right here in Israel, in Kfar Etzion, to any of those 80 countries around the world. And we needed to get there quickly, and we needed to get there safely. So how do we make that happen? Well, now we're working with a company here in Israel who are fantastic. They come once a week to the Lev Haolam warehouse here in Kfar Etzion. They pick up a pallet of boxes. So for example, they pick up all the boxes that are going to the United States at that point, take them to Ben Gurion Airport, they get on a plane, and they fly to JFK. Once they hit JFK, or perhaps if they're going to Europe, once they arrive in Belgium, wherever the local place is, if they arrive in Hong Kong, the pallet is then opened and those boxes get a label put on them and then put into the local postal service. So it might be USPS, or maybe it's UPS, if it's Canada, Canada Post, if it's the UK Royal Post. So sometimes it's weird. It looks like your package came from, New York, but actually it came from Israel via New York. It just did a little stopover in order to get to you quickly. So that is how we do the shipping. Another question that I received was like, how many packages do you send? And you guys, I want to share a number with you that is going to blow your mind. Lev Haolam this year is celebrating our 10-year anniversary. So for a decade, we have been connecting you with Israel, with the artisans that we work with, kind of like the spirit and the love of Israel. It's very cool. And we have sent out 1,380,000 boxes in the last decade, which is extraordinary if you think about it. I like to think of each of those boxes, quite honestly, like a little bridge that connect whoever received them with us in Israel. Somebody also asked me, why was Lev Haolam established? And it was established 10 years ago with a mission to support businesses that were being unduly affected by the boycott divestment movement. But you know what? It's interesting because it has changed in those 10 years. While that was the initial reason for starting, what we realized is it's so much bigger than that. Israel is sort of everything Israel is the center of our hearts. Lev Haolam, it means heart of the world. And for the members, it's the heart of their month when that box arrives. This is a business that truthfully was built on love. And it was built on our love for Israel, number one. It was built on our artisans' love for Israel. It was built on your love for Israel. And it was built so that we all, regardless of where we live, whether it's in the United States or in Israel or somewhere else, Australia, New Zealand, Denmark, Finland, wherever you are in the world, this business, Lev Haolam, that was built on love, gave us an opportunity to all experience a feeling of the spirit or the love of Israel in our homes, wherever we are in the world. And boy, it's so cool to be part of something like Lev Haolam, be part of an organization that just really is about increasing love in the world, about sharing Israel, like the feeling. You guys, I have to tell you this. When you are here in Israel, and those of you who've been here, you can tell everybody if you think I'm telling the truth or I'm full of nonsense. But when you're in Israel, there is such a feeling like as you walk on the land, like you feel this energy of Israel. It's a feeling, honestly, of such intense love. And you find yourself looking around and just going, oh, I can't believe it. Like I just feel so much inside me. You feel like you're going to burst with this feeling, which took me, I always used to say, what is this feeling? And I realized it's a feeling of love. And that's what Israel is about. It's about love, and we're about just capturing that love and putting it in a box and sending it out. That's what we've been doing for 10 years. God willing, we're going to do it for many, many, many more years to come. And also now, from just having the boxes, we are also now doing tours. So not only are we sending love to Israel, but then you're coming over here and bringing your love to Israel. So how cool is all of this? I mean, it really is something amazing. I'm sorry, so Pranab, I understand that you're not hearing me very well. I apologize. I think it could be the bandwidth, but with that said, you guys, I am going to leave you this evening with love. I'm going to say to you that we are standing strong, that we are getting on with life, that we're keeping our focus on what matters, which is number one, on our hostages, that we will bring every single hostage back home to their country, to their families, to their loved ones. I was thinking about it yesterday. It is absolutely bonkers. But baby Kfir has lived longer as a hostage than he lived in his own home with his family. It's unacceptable. So we're keeping our focus on what matters, and it's our people that matter. We're going to get our hostages back home, and we're going to make sure that they have a home to come back to. So we all, our artisans from Lev Haolam, us at Lev Haolam, our supporters, our Lev Haolam family, we are all going to keep building so that Israel remains strong, not just for us in Israel, but for every single person who loves Israel. And that's you guys, and me too. So I just bless us all, that those of us who want to put their 2 feet on the land of Israel have a possibility and a way to do that. Those of us who can't come to Israel, I bless you that every time you receive a product from Israel, it is like actually touching Israel in your own home. And I thank you for the questions. I thank you. I see Ruth for your prayers. I see so many of you saying that you're praying. I love you guys. I thank you. And you know what? Soon we are going to be sharing such good news together, because we're staying strong, and we are strong, and you're strong with us. You're part of our family. So thank you so much. And I say lehitraot. By the way, we won't be meeting next week, so just be on the lookout to look for the dates, and I just look forward to seeing you. Bye, guys.